Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. I want you to meet Clyde.
Oh, hello, Clyde.
And whose little boy are you?
He's ours.
Ours?
I just won it from Clyde's big brother in a game of marbles.
Now, Mitchell, you see this little tripper breaks the circuit, and all I have to do is attach this wire you brought me right here to the back of my homemade burglar alarm, and if anyone tries to break in, these lights will flash, this bell will ring, the siren will go off.
And we'll get a summons for disturbing the peace.
You're really concerned about these robberies, aren't you, Mr. Wilson?
Well, I most certainly am, Mitchell. Why, just look at this headline. Stalking bandit strikes again. Why, do you realize there have been 4 robberies in the last 5 days, all in this general area?
Well, don't look at me. I've been home every evening, and I can prove it. Sure you won't change your mind and play a little golf with me, huh?
Oh, no, thank you, Mitchell, but thanks again for the wire you brought me.
Okay, see you later.
All right. There. Martha, we are now living in an impregnable castle. There is absolutely no way anyone can get inside these walls without first setting off the George Wilson homemade super deluxe foolproof burglar alarm.
Hi, Mr. Wilson. Hi, Mr. Wilson.
Dennis, great Scott, how did you get in here?
Through the basement. I was playing hide and seek with Tommy.
Oh, good grief. I forgot all about the basement.
Hey, Mr. Wilson, do you know who I think's living right next door to you?
Dennis, I know who's living right next door to me. You.
I mean on the other side. The man who just moved in last week.
Oh, now don't tell me you think he's the stalking bandit.
Jeepers, yes.
Dennis, I may not like my new neighbor very much, but I assure you he is not the stalking bandit.
Are you sure?
What makes you think Mr. Sweetser's the stalking bandit?
Because he keeps his shades down and keeps peeking out of corners.
You know, Martha, I've noticed that too.
Well, I hardly think that evidence would stand up in court.
What are you going to do now, Mr. Wilson?
I'm going to mind my own business, and I suggest you do the same thing. Now, you run on home, Dennis. I'm very busy.
Doing what?
Well, I'll think of something.
Okay. See you later, Mr. Wilson. Jeepers, Mr. Wilson. That sure is a swell new front door buzzer you got.
Pete's sake.
There's that Wilson fellow peering over here again.
Oh, Marvin, there's no law against a person looking out of his own window.
Look, Lillian, I still say that there is something mighty peculiar about a man getting so upset because somebody happens to drive over his petunia border.
Hey.
George Wilson.
Oh, well, it is peculiar the way that man keeps his shades drawn all the time and peeking out.
Oh, George, just because he accidentally drove across your petunia border doesn't make him a criminal.
Well, perhaps not, Martha, but you just never know who's living next door to you these days.
Yes, George. Here's the silk stocking you wanted.
Oh, thank you, Martha. Yes, my alarm will stop him if he comes in the door, but if he tries the window, well, we'll soon see how good a watchdog Fremont is.
Dear, don't you think you're being just a little silly about this whole thing?
Now, Martha, there is nothing silly about a man trying to protect his home, especially when a hardened criminal could be living right next door.
Yes, dear.
Now, you let Fremont up from the basement when I leave. I'll put this stocking mask on to disguise myself, then I'll tap at the window and try to break in.
Oh, George, that cap. What will the neighbors think?
Well, Martha, I'll only be out there for a few minutes.
Strange.
Oh, now, Marvin, they are his bushes. He's probably just pruning them or something.
With a cap pulled down and his collar turned up and holding a silk stocking.
Next, you'll be telling me he's the stocking bandit, robbing his own house because business is slow.
Lillian, the man could be deranged.
Oh.
Remember, kleptomaniacs don't care who they rob.
But there is a man next door, Mrs. Mitchell. Yeah, Ma, with his back to us and a funny-looking cap on.
Oh, I wish your father were home. Oh, dear, the Wilson's line is busy.
Oh, boy, Mrs. Mitchell. Now he's pulling something down over his head. He's the stocking bandit, okay, Tommy? I'm gonna get all my guns out, just in case.
Hello, operator. Give me the police and hurry. Police? This is Mrs. Henry Mitchell of 627 Elm Street. I want to report
A mean old stocking bandit.
a mean old stocking bandit.
Now, Becker, I told the chief I'd be glad to take a week off from the desk just to see if we got started all right. So, I'll make the decisions.
Okay, Sarge.
Yeah, you'll remember that, and we'll be the happiness twins.
Sure, Sarge.
Car 29, come in, please.
I think that's us, Sarge.
I know it's us. Car 29, go ahead.
Stocking bandit reported hiding in bushes vicinity of 627 Elm Street. Proceed with caution.
10-4.
Come on, Sarge.
Becker. It's such a lovely day. Let's drive over, shall we?
He's looking in the window now.
Oh, dear, I still can't get the Wilsons.
Maybe he cut their telephone wires. Boy, is the phone company gonna be sore at him.
Yes, Harriet. Yes, dear. Harriet, I really must... Harriet, I'm expecting a stocking bandit.
Oh, I wonder where that silly dog is. Fremont!
Sorry, Sarge. Right on your corn, huh?
Becker, you stay in the car and listen to the radio.
What station? Well, try...
What station, he asks.
Fremont! Fremont! Fremont? I got you! What's going on here? Let me up! Help!
Sergeant Moody's caught him! Oh, boy!
Children, come back here.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Mooney, get off me! George Wilson, is that you? Well, of course it's me, you fathead.
It's Mr. Wilson!
Oh, dear. I was worried to death.
George Wilson, what in Sam Hill you doing in that getup? Well, if you must know, Mooney, I was testing Fremont to find out how good a watchdog he is.
Now I've seen everything.
Here comes Fremont now, Mr. Wilson.
Uh-oh, I hope he doesn't bite me in this disguise. It's all right, Fremont. It's only me. Oh, good grief.
Some watchdog.
Oh, can you imagine that, Mooney? Attacking innocent people on their own property.
Now, George, Sergeant Mooney was only doing his duty.
Fiddle-faddle, his duty. And shame on you, Fremont. A fine watchdog you are. And get off that chair.
Mr. Wilson? Mr. Wilson?
Oh, good grief.
Mr. Wilson, look at this picture of the 10 most wanted criminals in Tommy's uncle's detective magazine.
Don't tell me you finally made the list, Dennis. Oh, sure.
What does this look like to you, Mr. Wilson?
Well, let's see. I don't know. Does remind me of somebody, though.
Here. Why don't you draw a mustache on him?
Huh? Great Scott, Martha, it looks just exactly like Mr. Sweetser.
Boy, does it ever.
Well, I admit the mustaches do look alike.
Oh, Martha, what could be more logical? A wanted convict hiding out in a quiet, respectable neighborhood by day.
And being the stalking bandit at night.
Yeah, but precisely. Cecil Skinny Boy Floyd, alias Slimy Cecil, alias Cecil the Sieve, alias...
Mr. Wilson, come look. Here he is now.
Oh? Martha, the resemblance is startling.
Yes, dear. Alice and I are going to the store.
Oh, all right, Martha. Goodbye.
Are you going to call Sergeant Mooney, Mr. Wilson?
No, Dennis, if I call that old windbag and I'm wrong, he'd make me the laughing stock of the entire town. No, Dennis, we need some positive evidence before we can do anything. What have we here? Dennis, that must be the rest of his gang.
There's one thing I don't understand, Mr. Wilson.
Yes, Dennis?
If crime doesn't pay, how come the bad guys drive big new cars?
Well, Lou, is it or is it not the best cheap costume jewelry you've seen in years?
Pull up the shade, will you?
Great Scott. If that isn't a diamond bracelet, I'll eat my new hat.
Let me see, Mr. Wilson. Wow.
They're good for the money, all right.
The manufacturer was going bankrupt, and we bought up his entire inventory at half price.
Oh, Bert and I should be able to peddle this to every shop that sells costume jewelry in the state. Right, boy?
We've got plenty of it in the basement and more on the way.
And if that isn't enough, then... uh-oh. There he is again, Lillian. This time he's spying on us through binoculars.
Marvin. Marvin's convinced that our next-door neighbor's the local stocking bandit.
Say, why don't we take this case and try old man Schultz? If we can sell a tough wholesaler like him, then we know we got it made.
You go ahead and you do that.
All right, let's go.
Marvin.
Just in case our friendly neighbor drops in while we're out.
And what are you going to do with the key? Swallow it?
Can you see anything, Mr. Wilson?
No, those darn curtains are in the way. Something here. No, can't see a thing. Well, let's get out of here before they return, Dennis. Dennis?
Hey, Mr. Wilson, this window is open. Uh-oh, I dropped my water gun.
Well, you'll just have to leave it then.
But it's brand new. It's only been squirted once.
All right, but hurry.
Wowee. Hey, Mr. Wilson. Look. This sure would make a swell reflector for my bike.
Great Scott, Dennis. Quick. Close that case up and slide it over here so I can reach it. We'll take it to that fathead Mooney as evidence. Tip it up on its head. Hurry. Lift it up here and then I can reach it. Come on, hurry, Dennis. Lift it up.
It's too heavy, Mr. Wilson.
Oh, all right. I'll get it.
Are you okay, Mr. Wilson?
Good grief.
This time, Marvin, we just can't miss.
Yeah, that Lou certainly knows his business. Once he got inside the door, that poor man never knew what hit him.
Jeepers, did you hear that, Mr. Wilson?
Why the fiends? Dennis, we've got to call Mooney before they strike again.
It sounded like it came from the basement.
Push harder, Mr. Wilson.
Dennis, I am pushing hard. All right, now, Dennis, be quiet. Now we'll try it again. Come on, now.
Marvin, there is somebody down there.
Oh, I forgot. The phone isn't connected yet.
Run next door and call the police from the Wilsons.
Yes, dear. The Will. That could be him down there now.
Oh, Marvin.
Yes, dear. I'll go to the next house then. You lock yourself in the bathroom.
Alice! Honey, I'm home.
I live down the street. It's an emergency. Can I use your phone?
Sure, right over here.
Thanks.
Finally.
And it was the water from my water gun that did it. Huh, Mr. Wilson?
That's right, Dennis. Don't you go. Go on. Go on. That's the boy. Oh, suitcase. Dennis, quick. Go!
It slipped,
Car 29. Go ahead.
Proceed to 627 Elm Street immediately. Prowler reported in vicinity.
Yes, sir. 10-4.
Becker! Wait for me, you numbskull!
The police want me to wait here for them. I hope you don't mind.
Well, not at all, Mr. Sweetser. And stop your worrying. I'm sure Mrs. Sweetser is perfectly all right.
Oh.
That's one of my son's water pistols from his locally famous arsenal.
Jeepers, he's got Dad.
Oh, Fremont, what are you doing here? Go home, Fremont. Go on.
Sergeant Mooney, boy, am I glad to see you. Come on.
You and I will go in the back way. You wait out here, Mr. Mitchell. I sure wish I hadn't forgotten the Sarge like that.
Stick it!
We'll leave him right here, Sergeant Mooney. Dad? Hey, Dad! Dad! He must have taken Dad to his hideout. Come on!
Wait for me, Dennis! Mr. Wilson, what on earth are you doing?
Oh, Mitchell, there's no time to explain.
Dad, are you all right?
Mooney, it's about time.
Dennis, this is no place to be.
Quiet, all of you. You and Dennis get over there where it's safe. Help me out of here. This window's stuck.
Hey, Dad, how'd you get away from the stocking bandit?
Why, it's coming, George.
All right, don't make a move. Put him up. You too. Sarge, how'd you get here?
Mark, it is Mr. Wilson.
I knew it, Lillian. I knew it.
Mooney, arrest those people.
Gee, this sure is getting to be an exciting neighborhood, isn't it?
And then Dennis came over and saw Mr. Sweetser with his water pistol and thought I was being held prisoner.
It was wonderful of you folks not to press charges.
That wouldn't have been very neighborly, now would it?
Well, besides, it wouldn't have done you any good. I was planning to plead temporary insanity anyway.
And I'd have been your first witness.
Come in.
What is this? Oh, I forgot to turn off the alarm. What's going on? What in thunderation's going on? What is this?
What's going on? What's going on? What is this?
Oh, it's just my homemade burglar alarm.
Oh, trying to take over our job, huh? Oh, now look, George, I just want you to know that we caught the stocking bandit without your help.
Oh, you did? Where?
Downtown, stealing a pair of stockings.
Well, they caught him.
I'm so thank goodness.
Mr. Wilson, you know that big green house down the street?
Why, yes, Dennis.
Well, I just saw the man who moved in, and he looks exactly like wanted criminal number 3.
Oh, good grief.
has been a Screen Gems film production from the Hollywood studios of Columbia Pictures.